The next morning, I woke up to 32 text messages. Some of them were apologies saying he was sorry and he should have defended me. Others were accusations saying I humiliated him and ruined everything. His mother left a voicemail around noon saying I owed the family an apology for my disrespectful outburst. She said they opened their home to me and tried to help me, and I threw it back in their faces. His father sent 3 emails about how I hurt Oliver deeply and damaged the family's trust. The messages kept coming for 3 days straight. Oliver alternated between begging me to come back and telling me I was being ridiculous. His mother sent texts about how I clearly didn't understand the importance of family. I blocked most of their numbers, but I saved every message and voicemail and email. Some instinct told me I might need evidence of their behavior later. On day 4, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It said she was the sister-in-law and asked if we could meet for coffee. I almost didn't respond, but something made me say yes. We met at a small place near my apartment and sat in a corner booth away from other people. She looked different from she did at the circle. Her eyes were brighter and she sat up straighter. She told me she had been waiting 6 years for someone to walk out of that room. She said watching me stand up for myself gave her actual chills. Then she started describing who she used to be before the circle. She was loud and funny and confident and always had an opinion about everything. She said Oliver's family spent an hour telling her everything that was wrong with her personality. After the wedding, she started trying to become invisible. She stopped laughing too loud and stopped sharing her thoughts and stopped wearing clothes that stood out. She said she thought if she could just be perfect enough, they would finally accept her. But they never did, and now she barely recognizes herself anymore. Her hands shook a little as she talked, and I realized she was terrified someone would see us together. The practical reality of everything hit me hard the next week. I started calling wedding vendors to cancel, and every single one had a no-refund policy. The venue kept $5,000. The caterer kept $3,000. The photographer kept $1,500. I lost almost $10,000 in deposits, and there was nothing I could do about it. My landlord told me I couldn't break the lease I shared with Oliver without paying a huge penalty. I was stuck paying half the rent on an apartment I couldn't afford alone, while also trying to find a new place to live. My savings account was draining fast, and I had moments of panic at 2 in the morning wondering if I made a huge mistake. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe one bad evening wasn't worth losing everything. But then I would remember Oliver's face as his family tore me apart, and my resolve would get hard again. I started looking at tiny studio apartments I could barely afford, and realized I was about to lose my financial stability over this. Oliver's mother showed up at my workplace on a Tuesday afternoon. I was walking to my car after a long shift, and she was just standing there waiting by my driver's side door. She said we needed to talk, and I clearly didn't understand how important family is. I told her to leave, but she kept talking. She said every marriage requires sacrifice and compromise, and I was being selfish and immature. She said Oliver was willing to forgive me if I would just apologize to everyone and promise to do better.